Action.
Hi.
Hello.
It's been like a really long time actually since somebody's like filmed me doing live.
Does it feel a little weird?
It kind of does feel weird.
One person, and it's Julie Mays.
Hi. Okay. Is it still just one person?
Two.
Two.
9. 11.
Okay. All right. People are jumping on. Perfect. So tomorrow is Baby Lock Club. Patrick actually just sent out that invitation, so hopefully those will be rolling in for you guys here pretty soon. On Thursday in the Thornton store, Trevor will be there. Thursday,
Whoop, whoop.
right? Yeah, Thursday.
Yes.
So we have the Trevor's recipe
Box.
I was like, that might be right. So Trevor's recipe box lecture. So that is on Thursday in the Thornton store, and then we will kind of switch things over and he will come down here.
I think we need to get your phone and look at live.
Are you doing it on your Facebook?
No, I am not. But they said Val's doing one too.
Oh. Okay.
I don't. TBD. Huh? Can I start one too?
I don't know, it just showed it, and it showed the empty red chair.
Okay, well, people are saying now, no, Val did one yesterday. No, Val's was yesterday. It was yesterday for Val.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, Val was on yesterday, so I
just panicked a little bit because somebody was on here and like, oh, well, you have one going in both stores.
That'd be an interesting concept, though. Ooh, I like that. All right, we should be good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, Thursday we have Trevor in the Thornton store. Friday we have Trevor here in Littleton. There are still some seats available for both locations, so if you are late in finding out about the lectures, they are still available to sign up. It's $69.99 for the lecture.
Elaine says, sorry, crazy Facebook. It was yesterday's.
Well, whew. And then we kind of get into next week where we have a few things going on. We have DDE on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure we have Burning a Club on next Friday. And then we have the Kimberbell Just Add Butter event on Saturday. And those kits just came in and will be dispersed as needed. For the event again next Saturday, so the 7th of February. Okay, so those are kind of my announcements. I do have a joke. This joke, I feel like, completely sums me up as a mom.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, like a mom experience, but it's not about moms.
Okay.
Okay. A duck repeatedly visits a bar, asking for duck food. The bartender, after warning the duck, says he will nail the duck's feet to the floor if he asks again. The duck returns, good. Do you have any duck food?
Oh my goodness.
You know, just like your kids and they just incessantly ask you and ask you and ask you and ask you.
Yep.
And it's like the last 100 times is not going to change my answer.
Right?
Okay, and then I do have a little giveaway for today. I think this is one of those, I think it goes this way. The Emily Scott ones?
Yes.
For Nora Ortiz.
Oh, yay, Nora.
Okay. So that will go for you. And then today's project. So we've done one of the projects from this pattern before, which was the giant star pillow. If you want to pan this way, it's leaning up against the machine. Still didn't finish the backing, but I did fix it and put the borders around it because I had an oops in it.
An oopsie poopsies?
And so it just needs the backing and the binding put on. But today we're going to do the other pillow, which is the double star.
A double star.
Okay. So there are kind of a lot of steps to this one. So I've already done half of it. So we'll finish up the other half and then we'll put it all together.
So cool. There's arrows in there.
I know. It's kind of like the FedEx
logo.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start off. We cut a lot of squares in this project. So we're going to start off making our 9 patch, which is going to be the center of the square. Okay. And then we'll go into making our points for our star. So,
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
all right, 9 patch to start off with. And I will tell you that I did this time take my squares and I did lay them out to make sure that my 2 9 patches were not identical. Last time I literally pulled out my squares out of a box so that I wouldn't overanalyze my center.
Oh, okay. Barbara, we will look into that for you, my dear.
All right, so I've kind of got my 3 rows of my 9 patch started with some pairs. I don't know. Okay, and then we're going to put the last pieces onto each row.
Hi, Evelyn. Are you pressing?
I probably should.
All right, come with me as we rotate sides.
All right. Now, before I press, I'm going to actually just fit these all in together and then press the whole 9 patch as one.
Debbie, I'm not too sure. I know that sometimes, and I knew that Facebook has recently done an update because when I go in and I swap between the Above and Beyond Facebook and my personal Facebook, the way I do it now is different. So I do know that Facebook has done an update, but I believed that when you went into your settings page for Facebook and opted in for notifications, it let you pick which Facebooks that you like, which pages you wanted to automatically get notifications from, and you only had to do it the one time. But I do feel like that is not the case. So I would go back into Above and Beyond's profile, do the 3 little dots, and do the notifications from there, or go into that settings page and where it says for like the drop down where you can add notifications from individual places. Make sure that we're listed there is the only suggestion that I would have. Oh, I'm sorry, Phyllis. I hope you're feeling better. It has been a bit more challenging to find you quickly.
Okay, so adding the last row onto my 9 patch, you're going to want to make 2 of these, but I cheated and already did one.
You shouldn't have to pay for it.
Okay, so there is our second 9 patch. I'm just going to press it so that all the seams are flat.
Debbie, are you saying that it has asked for you to pay for it?
Okay, so I'm going to set my 9 patch aside, and we are going to go in to
Hi, Sandra.
The points for our star. Okay, so we've got a background piece of fabric, and we've got 4 squares. So we're going to lay 2 squares right side down. So these 2 fabrics would be right sides together if this wasn't a solid. You kind of get away with not having to worry about that. But we're going to lay this down so that, and I do have it marked on the back on the diagonal, because we're going to lay another one here, and then we're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch off of each side of the square. Okay, so this is the no waste method of creating flying geese. Okay,
The best way.
so again, 1/4 of an inch on either side of this marked line here.
Elaine, that is a brilliant idea. So for those of you who have been struggling with getting onto the Facebook Lives, Elaine just commented that she actually goes to our website and then clicks on the Facebook link, and it takes you straight to our page.
Easiest shortcut there is. Okay, so now that we've stitched on either side, we can cut on this line that we drew. And then we get this like very pointy kind of a heart shape once you press these open.
Kind of looks like a bikini.
Itsy bitsy bikini, sure.
Somebody with no
so
torso.
I'm going to press these out just so that this seam lays a little bit flatter.
You've been thinking about you, Evelyn.
Okay. So then we've got these two units here, which we're going to add our other squares into this corner. Again, the marking is going to go kind of diagonally. And we're going to stitch again 1/4 of an inch on either side.
Hi, Cindy.
All right, so then again, once you've stitched 1/4 of an inch on either side of the marked line, then you're going to cut on that marked line again to separate these into 4 flying geese units.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay. I know that for a lot of businesses that have Facebook pages, you can pay, but I don't understand well enough to educate you all on what the benefits of doing it is, but I will look into it.
Okay, so now I have 4 units here. I would suggest that you take the measurement that's in the pattern and double check that your units are the correct size. Okay, I will state that. I'm not going to right now. Okay, and then we're going to kind of create our star here. So each of the white points come out from the center. Okay, and then you have your squares of your background fabric that go in each corner. And I would sew these into rows and then sew our rows together.
It's very pretty.
Okay, it feels very Val.
Yes, it does. I agree.
Okay, I'm going to put this column over here so these can get scooched.
They like your method for flying geese.
I do too. It's a precise thing though. Like if you're 1/4 inches off just a smidge, it does change some things. So it is something to take into consideration. But I do like that there's not like a lot of trimming afterwards, and wasted fabric. All right, so now we're going to flip all of this over and add to the other side. Okay, so before I stitch my rows together, I'm going to press just so that way I have alternating seam directions so that I can nest. Okay.
Hi, Nora. You're the winner of today's giveaway. Aren't you excited? Aren't you?
So the top and bottom rows, I went out towards the corner squares, and then this one I'll fold in towards the center.
I know. I'll organize my room and then I'll just make it nice and then you pull out fabric and exactly. Okay. This one was, but it's not that much again. Yeah. You like it? Okay.
Okay. And then we will create, we'll put our whole star together.
Nora says, what? Yay for me? What did I win? You won a mug rug.
So because these are nesting seams, this would be a great opportunity in using something like fork pins. If getting those seams to nest is not an easy thing for you.
Eileen, I am here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay, then we're going to add our last row over here.
And this one, oh, that one. Oh, still.
Okay, so here is our star. Okay, we're going to press this so that it lays flat. Okay. Then there are some pieces that go around the star. So we need to create per star 2 units that this can go away now. Is a square with 2 background pieces on either side. So in total for the whole project of this pillow, you're going to make 4 of these units. Okay. 2 per star. And this whole thing you have to make twice. Okay. So let's go ahead and add.
I'm glad that you're back in your sewing room, Vicky. It can be difficult when something like that happens. It's a big adjustment in life, but I think he's probably still a big supporter of your sewing.
All right, so again, this unit you need to make 4 times. And then for each star, you're going to sew one of these units on its own to one side. Then you're going to stitch a unit, one of those units to one of your solid background pieces. And then sew the appropriate little background piece to the top of that. And so the whole star unit's going to look like this.
Very cute.
I'm going to double check that. Because now I want to make sure both star pieces, they get sewn in the same way. So, let's double check. Yeah. Okay. So let me sew this on here.
Isn't it, Dorothy?
Okay, so I sewed that onto one side, and then you just need to make sure it's always like right adjacent, not left. That does make a difference.
Okay.
Okay, so this other unit is always going to be like, we're always going north and east, not north, Yeah. I had coffee earlier and I'm not. I'm not okay.
You're like me on fudge.
My brain is moving at like 1,000 miles a minute right now. Okay, so this is going to be, again, you're going to want to make 2 of these. Okay. I'm just going to press this so that it all lays flat.
and then he does a lot on the phone. So it's like really tall.
You got it, Phyllis.
Okay. So then, we're going to start working on our tail. Okay. So you've got a background piece, and this is going to kind of become multiple rows here. So we've got a background piece. Then we've got some cuts that we did of our star tail fabrics, which could be very random, depending on what you selected. Okay, so this is all going to go together. I feel like I'm missing a square. I almost thought I dropped something earlier, but I couldn't find it. Then you're going to have another skinnier background piece. And then you're going to have another star tail strip. And then we're going to go white, a color, white, a color white. Okay, and with all our seam allowances, that should sync up. Okay, so I might have to go cut me a little square here really fast because I don't find it. I'll just steal one from the next project. Okay. So these are the 4 rows that are going to create our tail. All right. So and in the cutting instructions, you have I think like 6 fabrics that create all of your little, like your colors, aside from your background and your star points. So you can just pick which colors you want for these strips. It doesn't really specify which pieces that you use or anything like that.
Will the rag quilt with Kate be in store only?
She has talked about doing it on live as well, but I don't know if she's picked when. I think right now she's just got dates for in stores so that we could add them to the calendars.
Kate, will you at least show how to do it on live? May not be the entire quilt.
All right, so this will be the 2nd row, then we'll have the 3rd row, and then we'll stitch together the 4th one.
Cindy's a speed demon. So she is working on this pattern here. So she had showed you how to do this one before. That is this guy over here. And today she's showing us how to do this piece here. Excuse me.
Okay, so adding this little bit onto the 4th row. Okay, so now we've got our tail unit that we're going to stitch together. And it does specify to start with this row, then work our way down. So that's what I'm going to do.
How much is this pattern?
I think it's $12.95.
Okay.
That's coming off the top of my head though, so it might not be. I did remember to put it online today though.
The pattern is available online.
Okay, but just damn it. Just in case there could potentially be some warping, if I kept adding, I'm just going to sew them into pairs and then sew the pairs together.
Thank you, Nancy. Nancy says the sale price is $9.60.
Okay, so we've got 1 and 2, and I sewed it to the wrong side. So please hold.
We can do that for you, Barb.
If anybody wants one, I don't have the calculation for it to know what the price would be, but I can make a kit for this pillow. I didn't do one this time because it wasn't as popular for the big pillow, the other pillow, but that is an option if somebody is interested in that. And it would be in these exact fabrics.
I like these fabrics a lot.
Yeah, I kind of had fun picking these ones out. The fabrics, not my seam here. Nobody likes this part. Okay, let's actually switch this to right side now. So you want to make sure that larger strip is to the left.
To the left, to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Patty wants to know, do you prefer scissors or a seam ripper?
Well, I I, to be quite honest, am not like, I'm not very coordinated to like, I don't know, maybe that's just because this was like a skinnier piece, but I feel like there's a time for both.
Yes.
Like this being a skinnier piece, I definitely would prefer a set of, you know, a pair of scissors. Because I don't have 10 hands. But there's definitely a time where a seam ripper is better. Okay, so now I have 2 rows and I'm going to stitch my 2 rows together.
Did you hear about my oopsie on live? I was doing the quilting on the inner and outer border of Sweetheart Street Bench Pillow. And I did my quilting on the wrong side of the fabric.
Oh no.
And we didn't have that fabric here. So I had to end the video to fix it.
Oh gosh. That's a bummer.
And I had to unstitch it.
That's rough.
It wasn't too bad.
Unstitching embroidery always is a bummer. Okay, so then we have our star tail unit that's going to look like this. Okay, I'm going to press this.
I did, Christine. And I fixed it and stitched it back together before I left that day. Took time, but I did it.
I was going to say, did you like get the whole block done or did you notice?
Well, thankfully it was the very first hooping of the inner borders. So I had only done 14 inches of it.
Okay.
And it also wasn't satin stitching, so I guess the downfall is that it's tiny
nice.
little quilting stitches.
Okay, so we're going to have 2 of each of these now. So we've got 2 stars, 2 tails. Okay, so let's see if we can get this to kind of be kind of long here for us. So we've got one that's going to start this way with the tail that comes off. And has it like this. Then we're going to have the other one that's going to go the opposite way. So they're kind of upside down and opposite of each other. Then you have this little piece here that's going to be sewn in here. Okay, so we are going to stitch it onto this unit. And I'm only going to stitch it like halfway.
Okay.
Okay. So that way I can then join everything together.
Okay.
It's a little funky, and I probably would have done something different, but that's how the pattern's written, and that's how we shall do it.
She's obeying.
But I do want to double check on my pattern 4.
I'm not doing it now, so I'm just doing two.
I think Above and Beyond needs a monthly chiropractor. Bi-monthly, even.
Yeah.
So, oh, because it's gotta go in this. Okay, so
It's obviously not quite the same size because we've already taken out a 1/4 of an inch seam here. So that's why I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't fit. It doesn't match in the seam here. So that's where I was like, but that's where, so I'm going to stitch halfway in here and leave this section unsewn.
Okay. Shelly says, ooh, Cindy, that's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly.
Thank you.
I tried to say that in my Gossip Girl way. Or, dearest reader.
Right.
And no reinforcement.
Hmm?
You didn't do a reinforcement?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So then, and this is a new thing for me. So I think I want to stitch this on. These instructions are not very clear. So we're gonna stitch that so that now this unit can be added. Okay, this is that.
Trying to kind of go in a circle.
Kind of looking a little easier. Yeah, I think so. And I definitely tried to just blame it on the instructions, but it wasn't. It's the fact that I've never done this before.
It's okay. It's something new.
So I'll definitely make that clear. Actually, I think the instructions are pretty good. Lots of pictures. I love it.
We miss you, Barb. More than you know. It's very sweet of you to say thank you.
Okay, so now we've got those put together. Then we're going to add this one, and hopefully we haven't turned ourselves around. Oh, that's the wrong. Yep, and so now we have the length here because of this little piece to add in this block. This is kind of fun. Now we do have some seams that are already pressed in certain ways, to where nesting isn't quite as easy. I'm just pushing some seams to force them, so they might like flip a little bit, but so that these are a little bit easier to nest.
For that inside square.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've got the third block added, and now we are ready to sew in our final piece here. And we're going to line up this length along this side, okay? And then once this is pressed open, then we'll be able to completely close up this side.
It's pretty cool.
It is kind of cool.
I didn't see it on our field, but I did want to go walking in front of them. It's called the Adelaide, and it's just like a three-drawer cabinet, smaller, for $8.99. But she said, I think it's more for thread. It's like 3 different sizes. It was in, I think, on our webpage or something. And like, yeah.
Isn't it cool, Nancy?
And it's in, I want to say it could have been online or in our advertising. She pulled it up.
Okay, so again, once we have this seam, now this is going to open, and then we're going to fold this over to completely close up this side. And again, with this little piece, I am forcing the seams so that they nest better. So your seams on that little block in the middle might be a little all over the place. And then we've got this tiny little spot, which I'm going to cut my thread real quick and double check that.
Falling off my chair. Sorry, guys. What's the issue?
My fabric shifted over on the bottom side, and I didn't catch it. I'm just gonna pop that open. And then my legs have been curving like that, but I'm really not. There we go. Nope.
What does it look like?
Nope.
I want to see.
How did that even happen? I like folded it up on top of itself.
Oh.
Somehow.
We are learning with you.
I don't even know how I did that.
Y seams?
It's almost like a Y seam. Okay, so there's where it was good. And there's where it was not. Okay, I think it just folded on itself when I laid it out. So we'll try that again.
Sandy says, Cindy, I just love your laugh. It makes me smile.
Well, thanks. And I'm glad. I got a little bit of pressing to do because it kind of got weird. But now you have... It still looks stupid. What?
What if you
the old
start
stitching
from...
back in there still.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I clipped everything out. Whoops. Careful which thread you pick too. Okay, so once then you have this piece, then you've got some border pieces that you're going to attach to the top and the bottom. Okay, and so you're going to attach it to the sides so that you don't get confused on which side you're actually attaching them to. It's going to be the side that has that floating square in there.
Okay.
Okay, because I would definitely get confused. Plus, the fabrics should not match yet. If you were to put it on
the
this
other side.
This piece would be way too long. Okay.
Betty says, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has problems.
Yeah. that was a struggle for a second. But yeah, I think I just didn't pop all the previous stitches yet.
Vicky asks, is this more of a bench pillow?
No, it's a giant pillow.
A giant
So,
pillow.
Bench pillows. Well, bench pillows in my mind are rectangular.
Yeah.
Okay, large and rectangular. This one is a square, but it's huge.
It is huge. That is a giant pillow.
I think they're like 26 inches or something like that.
Sharon says, I think we all have problems.
What? You mean I'm not the only one? Rude.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so then adding my last background strip to the bottom.
So, Dorothy, this is the pattern that Cindy is working from. She had done this at a previous live. And then today she is working on this one here. These are both pillows. And the instructions for what to have your fabrics cut to are all within the pattern. The pattern is $9.60 some change cents. Wow.
I think it's $9.60, yeah, on sale.
Barb, that's like literally what I said. She said, such a cool pillow with the arrows.
Uh-huh.
So cool.
Okay, so it needs a really good press, but there you have it. You've got another gigantic pillow. And in a couple weeks, we'll do the runner. Okay?
Very cute.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. I will actually see you again on Thursday.
Oh, yes.
And okay.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.